Hey guys, this is Austin. Is this the best $400 smartphone? So ZTE reached out and wanted to sponsor a no-holds-barred comparison with the Axon 7 compared to some of the hottest new phones of this year. On one hand, I have the OnePlus 3. Now there's been a lot of hype around this phone, and for $400 you could do a lot worse. I also have a little bit of an unusual choice with the iPhone SE. And while this might look like a much older iPhone, inside it has very modern internals. The thing that jumps out to me most about the Axon 7 is the seamless curved back. So this was actually partially designed by BMW Designworks, and it shows. It's a really interesting look for a phone. There are no hard edges pretty much anywhere. It wasn't that long ago that even high-end flagships could be sometimes made out of plastic. I'm looking at you, Samsung. While these might be mid-range phones, the specs are absolutely flagship class. So the OnePlus 3 as well as the ZTE Axon 7 have the latest Snapdragon 820, which you will find in pretty much all the high-end phones this year. The iPhone is no slouch either. It's rocking the same Apple A9 processor straight out of the iPhone 6s. Screens are actually one of the biggest differences between the three phones. So the iPhone has a much smaller and much lower resolution 4-inch 1136 by 640 display. It's okay, but really this is straight off of the 3-year-old iPhone 5s. ZTE opted for a 5.5-inch 1440p AMOLED display, and it looks great. While it might not get quite as bright as I would like, colors are great, viewing angles are great, and that 1440p resolution means it is incredibly sharp. The OnePlus 3 has the same size 5.5-inch AMOLED display, however it's a lower resolution at 1080p. That by itself isn't a huge deal. While it's not quite as sharp as the Axon display, it's totally fine. However, the bigger issue is the color accuracy. The OnePlus 3 panel tends to be a little bit cool, and the colors just don't seem to pop the same way as they do on the Axon. Software-wise, the OnePlus 3 has a fairly close to stock Android experience. There are a couple minor additions, however, nothing really too crazy. It's very much vanilla Android. The ZTE definitely does have more of a scan, which I'm usually not a fan of. However, the Axon 7 does it fairly tastefully. The iPhone runs iOS, so take it or leave it, it's pretty much the exact same across all iPhones. Another big difference is audio. So while the iPhone and OnePlus have a single bottom-firing speaker, the Axon has dual front-facing speakers. It also supports high-res audio, as well as it supposedly has a pretty decent headphone amp. Yeah, that's no joke. As far as cameras go, this is another case where these are absolutely flagships. One thing I've always appreciated about iPhones is they're consistent. If you take a picture, you're usually pretty much guaranteed to get something decent. It might not be the best picture in the world, but you're pretty confident that you at least got some kind of shot. OnePlus 3 is actually really solid. This is a nice sharp photo. So one thing I've noticed with the Axon 7 is that while it can take some really nice photos, it can be a little bit hit or miss sometimes. Now, this is especially noticeable in video, where sometimes you can get really cool looking shots in 4K or even slow motion. However, sometimes it doesn't quite grab focus or it's just a little bit off. I really do like the Axon 7, and a big part of that are the speakers. Now, while they might not matter as much to you as they do to me, but having good audio on a smartphone makes a big difference. It also helps that it has a nice screen, good build, solid battery life. There's not a lot to complain about. Speaking of, ZTE hooked me up with an extra Axon 7 to give away to you guys. To enter, drop a like on the video and leave a comment below, and I will randomly pick a winner 2 weeks from today. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.